Kenyon, is there any truth to what LaVar said?
Who should Steve Kerr get the credit to?
Yeah.
he didn't fire or hire himself. You know what I'm saying? He was put in a great position. We all understand what Mark did for those guys, helped them develop, but management saw something that they felt they needed to move on, and for LaVar, he's just looking for some type of more publicity, I guess, if he needs it. It is what it is at this point with this guy, man. Like, him and these outlandish statements that he lays in his bed at night and wakes up in the morning like, how can I ruffle somebody's feathers today?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is with him. But, no, I think Steve is doing a decent job. He's getting those guys to buy into the whole team aspect. Also, I think he's doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? But we've given Mark Jackson his credit. I understand, and those guys appreciate Mark. And I hope he gets another gig, because he's well deserving of it.
So how much credit do NBA coach, or college if you want to go there, how much do they deserve in the end?
It depends. It depends on how you handle your guys. It depends on how you are as a coach.
Handling those guys now. They're not just... Yeah.
No, he's doing a good job getting those guys to buy into it. Those guys over the last few years averaging 30 assists, man. That's not easy to do.
Not.
I'm saying getting those guys to buy into the whole team concept. Those guys are superstars. You have guys, two-time MVP, one Durant's MVP. Those guys, they have accolades. They have a resume to lean on, but you get those guys, they can lead a franchise on them, by themselves, which they have proven. Get those guys to buy in, night out, what they need to do. That's a great testament to Steve Kerr, but he learned from the best, and Greg Popovich. So.
Best coach you ever played for?
Bob Huggins.
At Cincinnati?
Yes.
Wow, interesting. Because?
How he is with his guys, how he cares about his guys, how he get his guys to buy in, the things that he says us behind the scenes to get you believe that you can accomplish greatness. What he got out of me, how he pushed me to be who I am. So I think that makes a great coach.
Did he let you be you, or did he make you be a better you?
He made me be a better me. I came to Cincinnati, I had certain attributes, but he made me fine-tune those things and work on things that he saw I need to work on. And he told me what those things were. He didn't hold back, and he pushed me, and I'm pretty sure that's what Steve is doing with his guys.
And by the way, Huggins teams, even now at West Virginia, they will play
hard.
some defense.
They play hard.
They will get up.
One thing you're going to do, you're going to play hard. You play for Bob Huggins. And good coaches get their guys to buy into what you see.
Were you afraid of him, like in a good way?
Yeah. That's a good fear. But I was a kid then. I was young. He dealing with guys making more money than he is. So to get those guys to believe in what you believe in and to go out night in, night out and accomplish that, it's not an easy thing to do. I'm dealing with a lot of different egos. I've been in locker rooms where I'm saying some of the biggest egos there were. And if we would have had a different coach at the time, I think it could have worked. But that's neither here nor there.
And that's the thing, you mentioned it. Steph and KD is so accomplished, all NBAs, MVPs. KD is a finals MVP, averaged 30 in a season. To get those guys to play together and says, hey, one night you might get 10 shots, another night you might get 25, to get those guys to buy in. See, Kobe thought he could.
Yep.
We had never seen Kobe lead a franchise without Shaq. He believed he could. We've seen what Steph could do without KD. We've seen what KD could do without Steph.
Yep.
Now, to bring those flavors together and make – see, people automatically think, I got the best ingredients, the dish is automatically going to taste good.
Yep.
No, that's not how it works. You need a very good chef. Who gets credit? The guy that runs the ball down to the one or the guy that takes the ball into the end zone? Do they give the guy the touchdown? Do they run it down to the one? Oh, you ran it down to the one, you get the touchdown. No, the guy that breaks the goal line. That's what happens, Skip. I get it. Mark Jackson didn't take him all the way. No. He deserves a lot of credit.
He does.
Tony Dungy deserves a lot of credit. But for whatever reason, Skip, a lot has to do with Steph Curry had a lot of injuries when Mark Jackson first got there. Remember, he signed that contract, and everybody like, they gave Steph Curry $1 million with all those ankle problems he had. Yeah. Come to find out, that was a bargain deal. Now he's making $40 million. So he had a lot of injuries. He wasn't the Steph Curry that we see now. Clay and Draymond, they're not what we see now. So Mark got the early years. They needed to mature, and management wasn't willing to let Mark wait any longer. So they brought Steve Kerr in for whatever the reasons. Steve Kerr got it done. But for him to go out of his way to be openly and blatantly disrespectful if he considers himself a coach. Yeah. Now, if he's having one of our, and I would never use the term Milli Vanilli to describe someone because I have far too much respect for the profession. Yeah. I understand it. And if you play professional sports, if you've been around guys that's been coaching and coach professional sports, you understand that. They make it look easy, and that's what the really good ones can do, the really great ones can do. Yep. They make it look easy. I was telling about Red Auerbach. In 62-63, 9 of his 12 players were Hall of Famers. Ain't nobody ever said Red Auerbach is the Milli Vanilli. Nobody ever said that about Pat Riley or Phil Jackson. Because guess what? Doug Collins had that exact roster that Phil Jackson won 6 championships with, and he couldn't get it done. So give the man his credit. You can, hey, why are you worried about what he's doing? Steve Kerr ain't coaching exhibition. You are. I called him the Milli Vanilli of dads because he got the easy job. It's his son doing the leg work. You ain't did nothing.
Preach.
Milli Vanilli couldn't sing. You couldn't play, but you getting the credit. Okay, I'm done with this.
I do have to give LaVar 1 point here. He knows how to play the game that he is playing.
Yes.
We are talking about Milli Vanilli, and you will remember for the rest of your career, you will remember that LaVar Ball called Steve Kerr Milli Vanilli. Am I right? Yeah. Every show in America is going to talk about this all day today.
I bought the CD. I had Milli Vanilli CD.
Okay.
Blame it on the rain. They didn't even say
Did you know what was happening?
I didn't know.
Okay,
no, I didn't know. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew. So the point is, when it comes to self-promoting entertainment, LaVar is the king of that industry right now.
Say it again. What is he doing?
Self-promoting.
Oh, so it ain't got nothing to do with Lonzo.
No,
it ain't got nothing to do with Melo
He's
Jello.
doing his own thing.
Okay.
But I am still convinced, even though there's always some truth to what LaVar says. There's just enough truth that you can't write him off as just some kook or something. You know, like you say, okay, because the best coaching is the least coaching. I've always believed that. But what you do is crucial to the mix. And in the big picture, when you look at Steve Kerr, he did make that one key move in that first finals against Cleveland when they weren't yet Golden State, and he switched in the starting lineup for Game 4. He put Iguodala in the lineup for Bogut and put Iguodala on LeBron, and it changed the course. That they were down 2-1 in LeBron's house for Game 4, and the rest is history. Iguodala's the MVP of that finals, which is still pretty shocking to me, but. You look at what Steve Kerr has done. Did he inherit great? Yeah. Okay, we get that. And had the seeds been planted, especially on the defensive end, by Mark, no doubt Mark Jackson planted those seeds. But he made that move, and he instilled and installed his version of the triangle with those young players and taught them the beauty and the rewards of sharing the basketball. It's hard, man. But they share it. They share it better than the Spurs share it. They're unbelievable.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Now, we've seen guys take on franchises that have the pieces right in place and they win a title, but don't do anything after that. You know Steve Kerr's a good coach because he's continuing this. John Gruden couldn't continue what they had in Tampa.
No, he's a short timer. He's going to flame out fast. Because he's coaching with his hands around your, he's like strangle coaching.
Yeah, definitely.
He got done what Tony couldn't get done.
Yeah, he did.
Tony moved on to Indy.
I agree.
And then Tony did what he did in Indy. But to try to minimize, it's not that easy. Basketball is a mega superstar driven league. These guys got huge egos. You're talking about Kevin Durant. $30 million shoe contract. Steph Curry, $25, $30 million shoe contract. And to get those guys to play together, where it's like, this is my team, you fall back. That's not easy.
Nope. So, in the end, I'm going to say it one more time. I still believe there's always method to LaVar's madness. He was in between the lines taking a shot at Luke Walton because he's declared war on Luke Walton because he believes Luke Walton did his son wrong with the Lakers by sitting him in the fourth quarters of those 3 early games this year. And it's like, okay, here we go. And that was, again, he started on Steve Kerr, but then he brought in Luke Walton. Oh, he stood in and he was worse.
Won 20 games.
Yeah, he won 20 games. He's worse than Milli Vanilli. Okay, here we go.
Let me ask you a question. You on a team, Lonzo is your teammate, and his dad is doing this chirping. Do you go speak to Lonzo?
It's kind of, if he says something about me directly.
Well, he has. He said when Kuzma and Radnall.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because it's family business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get involved in people's family business. But if it's becoming a real problem, which it is in that locker room, definitely. Somebody will say something, myself or one of the other veterans, but they don't have any veterans. You know what I'm saying? So who's going to say something? Yeah. It has to come from a guy like Magic, which I don't think Magic. He said some things, but it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And LaVar, like I always say, came as advertised. I really do hope that someone asks Pat Riley what he thinks about LaVar's comments, though. Yes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.